Good morning. Welcome to week 2 of Story Elements. So last week we talked about characters, which are the people, animal, or things in the book that make up the book. They're the characters, the people and animals in them, right, that are talking, doing the movement, all right? This week what we're going to work on is setting. Say setting. So setting is, tell me, what is setting? It's where the story takes place. So we're going to read a book today, and at the end of the book, you're going to comment on the post and tell me, where does this story take place, or where do you think, okay? So settings, where it takes place. So sometimes it might take place in a house, in a school, in a backyard, right? In a park. So you're going to tell me today where it takes place. We have 2 words in this story that I want to go over, all right? The first one is fret. Say fret. So fret's like when you feel scared or nervous, you fret. Can you show me fret? All right. Next is gulped. Say gulped. So gulp means that you take in or swallow a big swallow, right? It usually happens when you're like nervous or something, really thirsty. All right. Today's book's one of my favorite books. It's called Bear's Loose Tooth. How do you think Bear feels right now? Look at him. Poor Bear. So let's read to find more about Bear's Loose Tooth. From a cave in the forest came a munch, 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 as Bear and his friends all nibbled on their lunch. They look pretty happy right now. Bear savored every bite. Then he gulped and he gobbled. Then in his mouth something wiggled and it wobbled. What do you think's wiggling and wobbling in his mouth? As Bear nibbled food, something moved when he chewed. It was Bear's loose tooth. Have you had a loose tooth before? How did that feel in your mouth? Especially when it's close to coming out. Bear pointed his mouth and said, "Oh dear, my tooth feels funny. It's the one right here." Bear frowned and he worried. Tears welled in his eyes. But how will I eat if my tooth says goodbye? Bear doesn't know what happens if his tooth falls out. How is he going to eat his food? He's scared. He's nervous, right? He said, "Open wide." Then he looked inside and saw Bear's tooth. Mouse squeaked, "Don't fret, don't fuss. Look, see, a new tooth will grow where the old one used to be." Is that true? When you have a baby tooth, does it grow back? I think so, right? But if you have an adult tooth, they don't come back. "Well, help," said Wren. "I know what to do. It's out with the old and in with the new." Wren perched on Bear's lip, and he got a good grip on Bear's loose tooth. So it's really hard to tell. What's the little Wren trying to do right now? Yeah, he's trying to pull the tooth out. Let's see if it works. Wren pulled up on the tooth with all of his might. "Is it out?" asked Bear, but it stayed stuck tight. "I'm a bit too small for the job," said Wren. So Owl grabbed the tooth, but the tooth stayed in. Even the bigger owl couldn't get it. How do you think you would help Bear if you were in this situation? What would you do to help him get the tooth out of his mouth? Badger said, "I'll try," and he gave it a big pry. That means to really pull it on Bear's loose tooth. He even has the bunny over there helping him. They all took a turn, but the tooth wouldn't budge. And then Bear used his tongue, and he gave it a nudge. His tooth wiggled and it wobbled. Then what do you know? So over there, trying to get it out with his tongue. Bear's tooth fell out. Bear danced a big dance. Bear grinned a big grin. Bear held up his tooth and he showed it to all his friends. How do you think Bear's feeling right now? Probably happy, right? Or pretty proud of himself for getting it out. It looks like they're celebrating. Bear looked in the mirror and he laughed at his smile. A new tooth would come, but it might take a while. Looks a little funny when they fall out, right? That night in bed, right next to his head, lay Bear's loose tooth. While he slept and he snored, a fairy fluttered in, and she left blueberries where Bear's tooth had been. Ooh, I hope Bear likes blueberries. It's his face. He woke up in the morning and found the sweet treat. Bear's friends came for breakfast. They sat down to eat. Bear gulped and he gobbled and he felt something wobble. Uh-oh. What do we think happened? Let's see. It was Bear's loose tooth once again. I really love this book. I think it's a cool book to read. It's one of my favorites, okay? So you're going to tell me about the setting, right? And the setting's where the story took place. Can I give you a hint? It didn't take place in a school. Where do you think Bear and his friends are? Look at the picture, right? The pictures help us decide where he was, right? So you're going to comment on this post and tell me where the story took place. Have a great day.